Hello, how are you doing? In the corporate world or in any business, running the meetings or driving the meetings is extremely important. We as a leader, every day, every week, every month, we are driving the meetings. And generally we end up with a couple of challenges when we drive the meetings, right? Number one is the meetings are getting overrun, that is out of time. Number two, we generally end up in saying that, hey, I was not able to complete all my agenda points, right? Number three, which is again important, that we have not concluded anything and there is no action plan. My name is Sachin. I'm a coach and mentor for many managers and senior managers community, and I generally coach them, I guide them, I help them in their routine business activities, management practices to solve their business problems. Today, we will be looking into how we can run these meetings effectively, right? And the major part of running and the important part of running these meetings and every day, every week, or every month, we say, very important component of that is planning, number one. Number two is execution. If you have a crystal clear planning and a very control and ownership over your execution of the meetings, I'm sure you will be able to drive this meeting successfully. Today, we will be looking into what is the planning component of the meetings. And this is not just in, trust me, this is definitely not an philosophy, but this is my own experience, how I have learned and I have developed. I'm still practicing it. If you start practicing it, it will in your habit to run the meetings, right? So let's look at into the component of planning and execution. Before that, I would like to let you know that there are basically three types of meetings. So number one is problem solving meetings. Number two is decision making meetings. And number three, the meetings where we generally share the knowledge, we generally give an updates to our team members. Right. Now let's look at a planning perspective, how these types of meetings we can organize. So today, as I said, we are going to see how planning would be the most important component of driving the meetings, right? And the next topic we will cover execution as well. Okay, so coming back to three types of these meetings, right? Number one, problem solving. Number two, decision making. Number three, the meetings where we share the knowledge, we give an updates to the meeting team members. So how the planning can be an effective, how we can do the planning, that the very important part of the planning, number one, is drafting an agenda. So friends, drafting the agenda is not just draft the topics of your meeting agenda. However, you draft an agenda and allocate the time required to finish each topic, right? If you are owner of that meeting, it is obvious that you can allocate the time for yourself to say something about that topic. However, there is also, because this is a meeting, there is also an expectations from the team members. They can come back and communicate back to you in during the conversation. So you definitely need to see that what the component of the time which I'm allocating for myself and I'm expecting my team members or the attendees to contribute, right? So plan your agenda. Now, while you're planning your agenda, ensure that the sequence is right. Also, then, as I said, you allocate a time for each topic, right? Once this is done, thoroughly done, do your exercise, do your homework thoroughly, and then you can publish this agenda in your meeting invite, right? Your meeting invite has to be again planned very thoroughly. So we discuss as of now what component. So what is the topics which you are going to cover is a what component, right? Now second topic is who. Who are the people, those who are going to attend your meeting is absolutely important. Don't include at all unnecessarily folks in the meeting. There is a rule of 8 and 18. Okay, when you say who can attend my meetings, just think about it. Limit 8 people in the meeting, including you, and not more than that. If that meeting is for the problem solving meeting, if there is a meeting which is decision making meeting, if the meeting is something about a brainstorming, right, which is, probably it's okay, I want to solve the problem, but I definitely need to brainstorm with a couple of guys, then limit your number of folks on 18, 1 8. Don't exclude, don't exclude anyone, but try to accommodate everyone. Those are only and only important in the meeting, those who can share, who can contribute and provide a value. So what and who we have covered. Now if it is your meeting is about a problem solving, the definition of the problem has to be clearly defined and published along with the agenda to the attendees upfront. Please also convey the message to attendees that, guys, please come prepared with your thoughts and your ideas. This will also give a ownership to your attendees, say that my participation is absolutely important. My organizer, my manager, my leader is also thinking how much I am important to contribute in this meeting. My manager also wanted to see which value I can provide it to my organization. So guys, the meeting with the clear agenda, with your time allocation, right, as well as draft it, put it into your invite. If it is a problem solving meeting, define the problem clearly and specify that problem in the agenda itself. Now, when are you going to schedule the meeting? See that everyone's time is very important. So respect your own time as well as respect other time. If you think that meeting is really required for just in 15 minutes, don't schedule that meeting for 30 minutes. Generally, we have a habit. So if you go to Outlook, Microsoft Outlook, it by default gives an option to select a 30 minutes of meeting. People are just sitting and then sending our meetings invite just in 30 minutes by default. But whether it is really required for scheduling the 30 minutes meeting, just think through that. So your complete planning of your meeting is really required in terms of what is to be covered, the complete scheduling of your agenda with your time allocation, then who is required in the meeting, and what is the overall time required for your meeting. The very important point which I also would like to highlight is when you are going to schedule a meeting, let's say for example 30 minutes, please keep 5 minutes of time as a buffer time. Always in any of the meeting, 30 minutes meeting, 5 minutes time, you please keep it as a buffer time, which will give you some kind of a flexibility in terms of the more discussions, in terms of coming up the conclusion of the meeting, and then setting up the action plan as well, right? So it is very important to schedule a plan irrespective of whatever the meeting type is. So if meeting type is problem solving meetings, definitely, as I said, that please plan it accordingly. If it is a decision making meetings, and you are going to organize that meeting, right, please be very clear with your attendees. This is my methodology of selection of the choices, because generally when we say it's a decision making meeting, it is nothing but to select the choice, to select the option, one of the option which is available, right? So how are we going to do that in that meeting? Whether the leader himself or herself is going to select the choice, or we generally given a control to the attendees, saying that, hey, look, these are the options which are available. Out of these options, we can select it, a choice of yours. We will brief it all the options, what's the benefits, what are the values which we can give, right? And then give a poll, and with the poll, then you can select a choice. So that's going to be your decision making meeting, right? So the decision making meeting, while you are sending this draft agenda along with the details, very clearly specify how the decision is going to meet. This will give more idea, confidence to your attendees how you as a leader, you want to make a decision, right? So third meeting type is knowledge sharing and updates. It's very simple. Knowledge sharing and the updates, which generally is generally I'm saying that, maybe 80% of time we spend in terms of leader or the speaker is going in updates, giving an updates or sharing a knowledge to the community, to the attendees, right? And then if Q&A, question and answer session, is at the last, you can plan it accordingly. You specify these are the topics which we are going to cover today, and at the last there would be 10 minutes of allocation for your question and answer sessions, right? This is how actually we can plan our meetings very well, and then come up with a solid plan with any kind of a meetings. And I'm pretty much sure and confident that this is what my experience, this is what I'm practicing since many years. And it is now I don't want to make a really sincere efforts to plan it, to draft it. It's just a beginning. You'll have to have this practice or habit, and then you will be, it will be very smooth for you to take it forward every time. So this is the best practice. If you follow at least for a month rigorously, sincerely, it will become your habit, right? So this is all about the planning of any kind of a meeting as we discussed today. I just wanted to recap quickly. There are three types of meetings, which is problem solving meeting. Second one is your decision making meeting. Third one is the meeting where we can share the knowledge, we can give an updates. When we plan the meeting, definitely you need to see that how can we draft the agenda, how we can schedule the agenda, how can we allocate the time, right? If it is a problem solving meeting, ensure that you communicate the definition of the problem upfront, right? Decision making meetings, you need to see that how the decision is being made. You communicate upfront what is the process of decision making there, right, before start of the meeting. Ensure that you schedule the meeting with the precise time. Just do not schedule a 30 minutes meeting or 1 hour meeting. If you really see that 15 minutes, just schedule a 15 minutes meeting, right? This is all about today, about scheduling and the planning the meeting. See you next time. I'm going to cover next time how we can execute the meetings powerfully with the help of planning of the meeting, right? So next week we will meet again, and I will definitely help you how you as an owner can take a complete control of your meetings and drive your meetings, which is exactly will match your plan, right? So stay connected, and we will see you soon. Thank you very much.